All right, here we go.
We're going? Okay. Okay, excellent. Greetings, everyone. It's 5 o'clock, so we're going to get started. Really glad you could join us here. I know you have other choices right now, and I'm glad you've chosen to help take control of your own health by being here. My name's Erin Gerston. I'm a dental hygienist for 36 years. I live in Scottsdale, Arizona, where it's hot, hot, hot. I'm married to a wonderful guy. I've got 3 grown kids and a new granddaughter. So I want to live a really long and healthy life, and that's what brought me to this place. Starting 30 years ago with my first of many autoimmune system diseases, I really started trying to figure out how do I keep myself healthy, because I was not getting answers in other places, let's just say. So I have done that, and I feel really passionate about giving people some control over their own health, letting them know they do have choices, they do have ways of helping themselves, and I think we all need to do that if we want to really stay healthy. I'm just on a mission to have my second half of life be better than the first half, health-wise, and so far so good. So I am joined tonight by 2 amazing women, both who share my mission. These are both heart-centered people who are really trying to get the word out about health and wellness all around the world. The first is my friend Kathy Enking. She's a nurse, a nutritional therapist who lives in Reno, Nevada, with her husband, who is the director of a physician assistant college. She's got 3 grown kids as well, and she is very passionate and always has been since early childhood about letting food be thy medicine. And she, even as a young kid, she wanted to make it to 100, so I think she's well on her way. But she's a wealth of knowledge. She's going to help explain this company, these products to us, and get us on board with what's really happening. And then our second guest, I'm going to say it wrong, I know it, but it's Dr. Pratishka Gandhi. Did I say it correctly?
Yeah.
Yay. It's so lyrical when you say it. When I say it, I just mess it up. But anyway, this woman is an incredible, incredible woman. I have so many cards here. I don't think I can really explain all of her accreditations, but I'm going to try. So she's been named one of the top 50 preventive cardiologists and physicians in the world, not here, in the world. By the International Association of Cardiologists. She is passionate about teaching prevention versus treating disease. She's trying to keep people out of her office and out of the cath lab. And I think it's a huge undertaking, and I'm so happy that she's doing it and that we got to meet her. She is maybe the first woman in cardiology in India. And she wants to eradicate heart disease. That's a big goal, and obviously, she's heading the right direction. She's a global health leader. She's a serial entrepreneur, an author. She's authored many papers and books, and she's asked to speak everywhere. She's also married with a fun husband, from what I understand, and she's got 2 beautiful twin daughters. I don't know how you have time for anything, but I'm very grateful that you're here with us tonight. So thank you so much. I think we're going to start our talk about, basically it's Nutrigenomics is our topic, with Kathy Enking, and she's got some things to show you here, and then we're going to have Dr. Gandhi explain more about the science of how, on a cardiovascular level, this can help us. So Kathy, take it away.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Erin. And I'm going to start by just talking a little bit about Lifevantage. So, as Erin said, I've always been into health, really as long as I can remember. And my journey began too at a very young age, when I was always very passionate about health. And I remember thinking, and I don't even know where I got this notion from, that I wanted to live to be 100 years old. I just thought it was like a really cool thing. And so I think the fact that Lifevantage found me is no accident. Mm-hmm. And Lifevantage found me at a time in my life where I was really searching for something. And I'll talk a little bit more about my story later on. But I was really searching, and I was so just completely excited to have found this company while we're still kind of a little bit on the ground floor. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later on in the webinar, because I'm going to talk a little bit about the opportunities as well. So tonight you're going to hear about a product, about a company, about some really groundbreaking science that's happening in the nutrigenomics field. And then I'm going to share with you too a little bit about an opportunity that may or may not appeal to you, but I know that there are people out there that are business minded, and I wasn't really, but quite honestly, I was looking for an opportunity at the time that I found this. Mm-hmm. This is my family. Last Christmas down in Southern California. And, you know, this is just like the biggest joy of my life is being a mom. And I think I've raised 3 activists, I think, because they're all just kind of like out there in their own worlds, sharing themselves and really want to make the world a better place and make a difference in the world. And gosh, as a mom, that's all you can really ask for. Mm-hmm. So here we are. The personal health market is a huge and growing market. We are looking at a field of study now called Nutrigenomics. And what this is doing is this is combining nutrition and genetics. And this is not a fad. This is actually a trend. And even the Today Show, Fox News, said that nutrigenomics is changing everything, because what we're learning is that our genes are no longer just our genes. They're not set. We can actually change and shift our genes through good diet, exercise, lifestyle. And that all has a huge impact. And the baby boomers out there are one of the biggest populations right now, and we are looking for alternatives to pharmaceutical medication. We want to stay out of the doctor's office, just as Erin was saying. And so Nutrigenomics is expected to be a $17 billion market by the year 2023. You guys, that's huge. And it's changing everything. What I'm going to show right now is I'm going to show the beginnings of where we are, or what happened and how Lifevantage came to be. And back in 2005, there was an ABC primetime investigative report, and John Quinones went into ABC News, and he had made he had gone in to find out about this scientist, Dr. McCord, who had made a discovery. And you're going to hear about this right now. What I want you to pay attention to is that John Quinones did a live blood test on national news, and watch how much his oxidative stress level was reduced. You're going to learn about oxidative stress, what it is, and you're going to learn a little bit about our flagship product. So here we go. Oh, okay, sorry, we're going to go back, and there we go.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock with just a few pills? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. As I found out firsthand, there may be a way to erase years, at least inside my body. Granted, it's down the road, but some scientists are wondering if a new pill I took might offer a very long life. It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment, a kind of guinea pig.
Dr. McCord, okay.
I'm here at the University of Colorado in Denver to meet Dr. Joe McCord, a world-renowned scientist.
This is pretty exciting stuff you're finding, huh?
It is. We're very excited about it.
His latest research could very well unravel the mystery of aging itself. And as decades of experiments may have the potential of adding years to people's lives and possibly prevent chronic diseases like cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. It all centers around this small yellow pill, and for me, it begins with a blood test.
Yeah, there we go. It wouldn't be the first time I've given blood for this company.
They want to check my levels of something called T-bars, which is a rough indicator of a person's actual age. T-bars can identify a condition known as oxidative stress, a kind of measure of the wear and tear on our bodies. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing.
bad for the body,
Leading to disease.
leading to disease and leading to malfunction, and importantly, leading to what we call aging. It is a slow progression of increasing oxidative stress. That's the main characteristic biochemically of the aging process.
The problem of aging begins with the very food we eat to give us energy. As our cells burn that food, they also release toxic chemicals. Those chemicals, you may know them as free radicals, react with all the components of our cells, literally bombarding them millions of times per second, damaging all our cells. The result? Oxidative stress, and we all have it. The body fights back with a system of defenses. It makes two antioxidant enzymes, catalase and SOD, whose job is to gobble up the free radicals before they can harm our cells.
So, doctor, how often do I take these?
And so, here I go. With that swallow, I've just become part of a potentially landmark scientific experiment.
Doesn't taste bad.
It's called Protandim, and tests on both mice and humans have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm us.
Right now, all we know is that this preparation decreases oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is not a disease, just like aging is not in itself a disease, but it's something that accompanies and is attached to many disease processes. You can see the age-related.
Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age. But in Dr. McCord's tests, taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old.
They all are reduced to the level of oxidative stress one would expect, frankly, in a newborn or a very young child.
High oxidative stress is associated with more than aging. It's been linked to hundreds of illnesses.
It's at the very center of many diseases: liver disease, diabetes, emphysema, asthma. I've studied all of these: strokes, heart attacks.
Even mental disease.
Yes,
Depression?
Alzheimer's disease, depression.
Dr. James Crapo with the National Jewish Medical Center in Denver is also researching Protandim for the company. But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. Dr. McCord calculates the numbers. The result? My level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically.
45%, that's excellent.
Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after.
Which, if extrapolated back, is the level you would see in a newborn baby.
Would you suggest I keep taking this supplement?
I would. I can't guarantee it's going to extend your life. I can't guarantee it's going to eliminate any diseases or cure any diseases.
But we do know that oxidative stress is part of those disease processes. I don't want to wait until I'm 80 years old and find out that I should have taken it.
The company that makes Protandim says its tests show the pill, made from ingredients used for centuries, is absolutely safe. But because it's being sold as a nutritional supplement and not a drug, Protandim does not need FDA approval for safety.
It's the little yellow pill that scientists say could eliminate chronic diseases and help you live well into your hundreds. Quinones has been taking Protandim for 2 weeks now and tells Extra,
I am sleeping better. I feel a lot better and also energized when I do wake up.
You know, as a patient advocate, I stumbled upon Protandim almost 3 years ago. Someone introduced me to Protandim. I just looked at the research and figured out, hey, wait a minute, I have to take 360 oranges in one day to get the same effect of one pill? Sold.
Antioxidants, okay? These are still good, right?
Oh, not only are they good, but we breathed a whole new life into this topic. Mm-hmm. We now know that you can actually boost your own body's defenses without even just taking vitamin C by eating lots of colorful fruits and vegetables. But there's also a new supplement on the market called Protandim that is made from an extract of herbs that actually upregulates and boosts your natural manufacturing of antioxidant enzymes. Wow. So this is going to reduce those harmful free radicals, reduce some of that cell damage associated with disease. And this is a double thumbs up.
How do you find the energy to keep doing it night after night? We get a lot of comments. So people have been emailing me and saying they love how you look, like you're ageless. It's incredible. So
I have a secret.
What is your secret?
I have a secret formula, and it's a company called Lifevantage. They came up with what I call protandim. Now, what causes the aging process is free radicals in our body, oxidative stress. This protandim stuff, I've been here for 2 years.
We have it on the paper.
Clinically proven to slow the aging process down. It reduces the oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. So I tested it, and it worked. And the next thing, it's not pharmaceutical. It's real food.
I'm gonna have to give it a try.
All right. So you guys, that was groundbreaking. And you could see at the time that the company was still in the retail market, and they got a lot of press afterwards. There was a lot of follow-up that happened within the news. And I'll talk a little bit about the impact of that later on. But what we're talking about with oxidative stress and protandim and Lifevantage is we're talking about the difference between our bodies being hijacked versus biohacking. And biohacking is a new term that a lot of people are using. You know, we're hearing that term hacking a lot. But basically, our bodies every day are getting hijacked really by the amount of toxins that we are, exposed to in the environment. And this is causing a lot of damage to our cells. It's causing damage to our physiology. And these toxins come in a lot of different forms. You know, we've got cell phones, we've got pesticides in our food, in our air, in our water, all of those things. And what we're doing with Lifevantage and with our products, beginning with NRF2 activation and protandim, is we're actually turning back the clock, so to speak. We are actually taking control of our biology. We are slowing down that aging and the rusting of the cells and giving the cells a way to actually continue to remanufacture themselves and to improve the structure and the function of those cells. And so again, you see here oxidative stress on the left hand of the screen being caused by a lot of these different things that we are in our environment, and really that we can't really do a lot about. We can't really control the air that we breathe. We can't really control the water that we drink. And so we're getting a lot of that oxidative stress. And on the right-hand side, what we're seeing here is that oxidative stress, which is free radical damage, right? That is affecting every single organ system in the body. And because every single organ system is made up of cells. Now, what we're seeing is that there are diseases associated with those different organ systems. Does protandim cure those things? No, it does not. All its function is that it lowers that body burden, that oxidative stress, or that impact on the cells. And that's what we're doing. So we see here, lowering oxidative stress an average of 40% in 30 days. That was that first study that John Quinones discovered, went in that little lab and was basically just trying to find out, was this really true? And we saw that his oxidative stress level was reduced 45% in 13 days, you guys. That's huge. Another study that was completed a few years ago was a 9-year or a 10-year study by the National Institute on Aging. And what they found was that they compared protandim to 4 other products, non-pharmaceutical products, and found that protandim, out of all of those, was the only one that extended the lifespan of male mice. It's made up of these 5 compounds that you see below. We are approved by Banned Substance Control Group, which is for elite level athletes, and we have that National Sanitation or NSF seal of approval. And so what Montel Williams was saying in that video was like, okay, so I have to eat 7 bushels of oranges to get the amount of antioxidants that are in 1 pill. And that's really what we're looking at, is the direct antioxidants. You guys, we need these, right? We need these colorful fruits and vegetables. We need them for many of the different phytonutrients that they contain, and the fiber and all of these things that are so good for us. But here's the thing, is that the impact that the direct antioxidant is making is not even anything compared to what Protandim is doing. It's eliminating 1 million free radicals per second, every second of the day when you take 1 pill a day. And that's huge. And it's turning on the body's production of some key enzymes. And those are catalase, glutathione, and SOD, and probably a whole host of others that we don't even know the name for. And as I said, we got a lot of media coverage, we got a lot of press, we now have 7 US patents. So this makes Protandim one of the most scientifically validated products on the planet to date. There is nothing else out there that has the kind of research that we do. And here's what happened. After that ABC Primetime investigative report aired, and the company was trying to figure out what to do with their business model, because they weren't making it in the retail market. And so they had to come up with a new strategy. And while that was happening, all of this independent research is going on, you guys. All of these universities are contacting Dr. McCord, and they're saying, we want to fund our own studies. They knew his caliber. They knew that he was world-renowned, Elliott Crescent Medal recipient. And one of these studies that I know has caught the attention of a lot of people is the one from the American Heart Association. And American Heart Association published a study on Protandim in their Circulation Journal, which is one of the most prestigious publications in the medical field. And so if American Heart Association is looking at Protandim, this is getting a lot of people's attention. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn this portion of the presentation over to Dr. Gandhi. I'm going to stop my share here, and we'll move this out of the way, and we'll let you go ahead, and if you want to pull up your slides, and then you can take over from here, and I'll come back in a bit and talk to you guys a little bit more about the opportunity. But thank you again for joining us.
Yes, thank you, Kathy, and thanks, Erin, for having me here, and the wonderful team members what we have, and a very warm and special welcome to all the new guests who are joining us today. I just want to make sure, like, Kathy, can you see the screen? I have.
Yes.
Okay, great, awesome.
Perfect.
So yeah, so I'm very excited to be here, and I believe it's every worth of my time, because I believe that when you are spending time treating the sick people, you know, it's like you're doing one thing, but when you talk to a group of 40 excited people, then who want to do something, change the world, do something better, and they reach out to another 100 or 200, it's a compounding effect which will make the world a better place, you know. So I'm very much over here, and I hope I'll be able to share in a great way. As you see here, my first goal is that why I'm here is because I have this global initiative of saving hearts from heart attacks and bypass surgeries. And Kathy told about Circulation Journal, which is very prestigious, and AHA, this American Heart Association. So I'm going to bring about, like, there is a lot of relevance to what Lifevantage is doing, and it is very much in the line of work which I am hoping to do. So I'll just little bit give you an idea about a coronary heart disease. Basically, that is I am a preventive cardiologist. I just want to tell that why I am at the top. I was India's first preventive, because, you know, most of the cardiologists are intervention cardiologists. Intervention cardiologists means they treat heart attack, and they do bypass or angioplasty. But the people who are in prevention, they are focused on keeping them away from the doctor's office or keeping them away from the surgeries, you know. So that's a big job. Okay. So a little bit, all of this is an aging process. Everybody is going to get blockages in the arteries, and I think we can prevent them. Main symptoms are chest pain or heart attack. And, you know, people don't know that almost 35% people die first heart attack, and another 35% heart attack is the first symptom, you know. And I see that I'll show you the PubMed studies. There are more than 300 studies of association of oxidative stress with the cardiac diseases. Okay, so what we are talking here is something which is very, very important, playing an important role in saving people's lives, because we all know that if 35% people are going to die of first heart attack, and we have a product on the planet which is going to reduce the oxidative stress, I think that means a lot. So, and also we are handling a very important problem which is the #1 killer in the world, which is heart disease. And if you look at US itself, there are almost like 735 heart attacks happening in spite of all the latest technology, so we have a lot of work to do. Now, let me a little bit show you that if you look at the arteries of the heart, this is the main pipe which we call the aorta, and this tiny arteries, these are the coronary arteries, which are actually given the job of supplying blood to the heart. And what exactly happens is when these arteries get blocked, oh, I'm sorry, I just a little bit clicked the wrong button out there. Oh my God. I don't know what I did. I'm sorry for that. I'll just stop sharing and I'll talk.
Yeah, and take a breath again, like you told us to do.
Yeah. Okay, so let me undo and see. 1 minute.
While you're doing that, if you don't mind if I tell that, I looked it up today on PubMed, that there are right now 213,734 studies about oxidative stress, and 32,668 of those are directly related to cardiovascular health. This is big stuff.
Yes, and I'm back. I fixed it.
Yay. Good job.
Okay, great. This happens with technology. One wrong button and you are gone.
We forgot to bring a teenager.
Yeah. Great. So I hope all of you can see this. Basically, my whole quest in my life, which in the career wise has been that if we want to prevent a heart attack or if we want to prevent the surgery, the root cause is the blockages in the arteries of the heart. And my entire work has been revolving around that, how we can use natural methods which are safe and proven, which are having solid evidence in the whole journey. So I have worked with diet, exercise, yoga. I have worked with antioxidant therapies. So a lot of work has been done, and a lot of things are useful. So what correlation which I could see here was that actually in US there are a lot of restrictions, because of the FDA. For here the people, this becomes like because pharmaceutical plays a very big role. I feel that my background from India really helps me to understand this product in a very different way, because first of all, it is new to the Americans but ancient to the Indians. I repeat, it is new to the Americans but ancient to the Indians, because the ingredients which are written about the turmeric, green tea, milk thistle, bacopa, ashwagandha have been documented in the medical textbooks of India, ancient in Charak Samhita. It's almost 4th century BC. Okay, so this is something which has been used for ages. Okay, and in my practice also, I had not used this combination, but I had used little different combinations, and I know that the herbs and the ingredients work. And what blew me away was the synergistic effect of the research done and the way the components are there in this particular molecule, which is going to be like 18 times more potent than what we already had. So this is something which really excited me. And actually I got involved because I thought that because in India in US it is not allowed to do the studies related to the diseases of natural substances, but it is very common for us to do the research of having natural supplements and what is their effect on the diseases. So something this was actually as a researcher and as a scientist and as a doctor, excited me about these products and to be a part of Lifevantage. So when oxidative stress gets reduced, definitely the blockages effect would be there. It would get reversed. That's what I see the correlation over here. Now, what is happening is, as you look over here, that we are all born and given this clean arteries, but as we start growing older, all the food which we eat, the burgers, the colas, the steak, you can see all this thing over here, they get all stacked up and we don't know when it happens, because unfortunately this is a silent disease. And as Kathy said, we don't have control over the food we eat, or like the even if we eat organic, where it is grown, what pesticides would be there, for water, where it is coming from. So I think we are in a era where a lot of things are beyond our control. And what this happens is that, as you see here, that oxidative stress is one of the root causes actually, where this whole cascade of process starts to produce the blockages. Like people, actually general public is only aware that cholesterol is the root cause, and I think now you must have getting a lot of information that almost like 70% of the heart attacks are happening in people with normal cholesterol. That's no longer the culprit. So what exactly is happening? They say that endothelial dysfunction is a root cause, and inflammation, because there are a lot of inflammatory processes which are going in our system. So I mean, this is just a presentation. I don't want to get too much into the science, but what I'm excited about is, and want to share the message that there is a huge correlation which is there of oxidative stress and heart diseases, and there is this entire pathways over there, and we have a very, very potent product with us which can be instrumental in stopping all these things. So, and you have to understand that why we need to stop this. It's very urgent, because if you look that if we allow this blockages to proliferate, then what can happen is that it can lead to heart attack, and there is damage to the heart cells. And here is where all the emergencies happen. People have to go through stent and bypass, and half of them have to live with compromised heart. One of the complications many times is heart failure, and I want to bring up this study which was put up in AHA in circulation. Now, what happens that when your heart starts failing, many times there is a blood pressure, like, build up in your lungs, which we call pulmonary hypertension. And once that's set in, then even the right side of your lungs, right side of your heart, starts failing. So in this study, what they saw was that they used protandim as a molecule, and they did this research, and they found out that it reduces and helps in preventing that right-sided failure. So this is something which really caught my attention, because I am dealing with very critically sick people, a lot of heart failures, and all these things really excited me that because I never see supplement companies, having so much of research studies and data, so all these things as a doctor and a preventive cardiologist really excited me. So yes, we have this knowledge about diet, exercise. I incorporate yoga, stress management, a lot of stuff. But what made me to be a part of Lifevantage is that I'm very, very excited that we have got a proven research and a patented product which helps you to reduce the oxidative stress, which is the root cause, not only of heart, but more than 200 diseases, So when I look at prevention, there are three groups, like the people who are heart patients, the people who are having high risk factors like blood pressure, diabetes, cholesterol, stress. So we have, I'm sharing this because I have used this product across everyone, and amazing results. Like I'll just share a small story. I have a friend who is a doctor himself, and he was having this pain, and he was not able to, chest pain, and not even able to walk for 5 blocks. And he was doing this diet and all those things and medications. And since he started the Vitality Stack, actually he was told not to go out of the city, but then he did a Europe tour just within a month, and that was pretty. He was so excited, and it's more than a year. I have many stories to share, but what I want to wish to share is that we have a disclaimer that protandim is not supposed to treat, cure, prevent, or like mitigate any disease. So what we are sharing over here is absolutely the science and what the experiences people have felt. So you look over here, this is like, we all know the movie Titanic, the iceberg. And so this is like why we need to get involved right now, is that what we are facing, the heart attacks, that is say 730,000, like we don't feel much, or But the point is that there is a huge group of people who are sitting with the risk factors. In fact, today itself, I was just reading from CDC Atlanta that the National Diabetes Control Prevention Program, they were talking about pre-diabetes, and they were saying that almost 1 in 3 person in US is going to be a pre-diabetic, so, which is crazy, and I have seen people that I put them on products and I've seen their glycosylated, because they do this test, glycosylated hemoglobin, and that is known as HB1AC. And I've seen so many people's HB1AC coming down using this. So I just don't know. I just can go on and on. I have just few minutes, but what I'm trying to say is that it is amazing the way this is working and changing lives. Another thing which is a group, like Kathy was rightly talking about baby boomers, like most of them, they have this kind of heart issues or diabetes and surgeries going on. So what we are doing in angioplasty, actually, if you look here, we are not removing the block completely. We are just like kind of scraping it off and putting in a stent. So if you really see, we are actually activating this body's mechanisms, because again the block will be formed again, or like you see here, this gentleman had 3 stents like in the same position. Like first he got a stent here that got reblocked, then he got a stent, then he got a stent, so it goes on, like it's crazy. This is like, even if we do a surgery, they did a study where like most of the surgeries within 5 to 10 years, they get reblocked. And the cost of doing surgeries over here is anywhere between 80,000 to 100,000 US dollars. So one of the main reason why I'm here into prevention is because I want to help people that why are we wasting this crazy money? We can do so much better things, than putting ourselves through all this surgical issues, right? So this study especially brought my attention, which was of Ohio State. This is very exciting and fascinating to me as a doctor. What they did was that generally in the surgery, we pick up the veins from the legs and stitch it around the blockages in the heart, as I showed you over here, right? So like this is the aorta. From here it is stitched and it circumvents this block and it is stitched here. Now what happens is that, like this is one way, and another is like if you take internal arteries. Now when they did this study in Ohio State, they picked up the saphenous vein, which is the vein in the arteries of the heart. So they did a control study. Like in one group, they put in the normal solution, and in the other group they put the saphenous vein in the protandim solution. And they found that whatever the factors which were causing the reblockage, it stopped in the protandim solution. So this just blew me off. I said, wow, we have always been looking for something like this happening, So all these meanings, all these studies have a lot of relevance. So what I felt happy was that, like, I'm teaching yoga to my patients through my workshops. I do cardiac rehab programs. I also do this treatment which is known as EECP, which is basically external counterpulsation, where we inflate the cuffs over here and the blood supply goes to the heart. So what we are creating is basically a kind of natural bypass. So my whole actually work is living without heart surgery and creating a natural bypass. So I see that it's what the products which are over here, what we have, which Kathy will be giving you, like she will be talking about the probio, like, the gut is also related to the like the whole system. A lot of they call it the second brain, the emotions, the negative emotions, what you feel, then the negative emotions again have an effect on the heart and the blood pressure. So like the whole body is so much interconnected, and what we have over here, everything has got such positive results and benefits. So if you look over here, this is like thallium scan. So what happens is that what you're seeing here is a dead tissue. Now protandim basically has got NRF2 activation technology. Okay, it goes and activates the NRF2 activation. So what it technically does is that it goes to the DNA, the genes, and it tells the good ones, like which are anti-inflammatory, which are antioxidant and anti-fibrosis. So what another correlation, what I thought was that, especially after heart attacks, you know, like look here, this cells are dead over here, okay? So they go through a lot of fibrosis. So what another thing which I am also thinking now is that even it will be having a role to play in stopping this damage to the scar tissues which are happening in our body, you know. So anyways, a lot of science out here. We can have another big session over it, but just because there are a lot of new people, but I just wanted to share my excitement that these products are for real. I am in it because I just love the science. And if you go on PubMed, actually, even my research is also on PubMed, and I know how difficult it is. And I have written research papers and all, and you have to go through a lot of back and forth to get things published. So on PubMed, if you go, like there are this a lot of research on oxidative stress, more than 200,000 articles. And there are a lot of diseases which are there, apart from heart, which are there. So one can go through it. And mainly what I wanted to share with you, that especially the new people who are out here, I wanted to share with you that when I came to know about Lifevantage through John Brooks and Dr. Mark Gordon, I was very happy with the science. But when I came to know about the business thing, that it is through direct selling, then I was like, oh, because I'd never done it before. And this is something which I never ever had thought of getting into in my life. So, but you know what compelled me was that this is an amazing company, great leadership. Just been to Kansas City, very excited to see a woman of substance, Erin to be on the board of Lifevantage, which is amazing because she's a consumer advocate, and you know, like if anything is wrong, she wouldn't be there because that's the way she has lived for in her life. So what I'm saying is that, in short, it's a right company. And I think I'm here because it's an amazing group of people. I think all the people over here are not some sleazy, slimy salesmen, you know, trying to give you some products or, you know, pushing people and all that. What I love is that we are very educated, scientific group of individuals who believe in the products and want to make a difference. And we are all together as a team, you know, we don't have anything like some kind of competition going on here that who does what. We are all putting our little bit of good work by sharing the science, and whoever gets the science and who wants to make their lives better and help people around to make their lives better can be a part of it. So I hand over to Kathy for going forward, and I'll just stop my screen share 1 minute here. Okay, thank you.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing all of that information, and thank you for sharing your story too about, you know, what brought you to Lifevantage, because, you know, we have people from all walks of life in Lifevantage. We really do. And what we're finding is that we are attracting a lot of really high level medical professionals like yourself. And Erin, I just wanted to check in with you too to make sure, was there anything else that you wanted to ask Dr. Gandhi before I move on with the last portion of this presentation?
I think she covered all of our questions, but
okay.
One question I did have was about the fibrin study. So when you talk about that, reducing the fibrin, is that like scar tissue?
Well, yeah, I'm talking of anti-fibrosis, because what happens is that, like the NRF2 activation, it has effect on this different kinds of genes, right? So it upregulates the anti-fibrosis. So I'm not talking of fiber, I'm talking of fibrosis, which is scar tissue.
Okay.
So wherever the scar tissue is happening. So what I meant to say was that when there is after heart attack, a lot of scar tissue starts developing, you know, and which leads to heart failure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for clearing that up for me. Sure. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Appreciate you very much.
Yes, thank you so much for all of that incredible information. Now, I wanted to just end our presentation here by just speaking a little bit to those of you out there that are maybe more are entrepreneurial minded, or maybe kind of are looking at this and going, Protandim Nerve 2 activation really has no competition out there in the market. Does that make this a good business proposition, or a good business to get involved in? And really the answer is yes to that. And what our company has, when I started with Lifevantage, we were in 5 countries, and we were still we only had 3 products. And now today we have this beautiful assortment of Lifevantage products that are all based on this Nerve 2 activation. Protandim Nerve 2 being the first product, which lowering oxidative stress. Then they went into Nerve 1 activation, which is about improving the structure and the function of the mitochondria. You guys, if you remember, mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell, it's where much of our DNA is made. It's where our energy production comes from. And it's so important to our health to preserve that mitochondria. And our mitochondria diminish as we age. And so that was the second piece of our vitality stack. And then the third piece Dr. Gandhi touched on was the brain-gut connection, and also the digestive health. So we have a probiotic that really honestly is second to none. What I love about this probiotic, it's not just the strains of probiotic. We have something in there called Wellmune. And you guys look that up, WELLLMUNE, wellmune.com. And then, and what that does is it enhances the immune system. It supports and enhances the immune system. And this Wellmune plus the probiotic gets delivered directly to the small intestine through use of something called BioHacking. And BioHacking is a relatively new thing in probiotics. And what it's doing is it's protecting that delicate probiotic from being destroyed by the high acid levels in the gut. And it's a target delivery system. So it gets it right down into the gut where it's needed. And it helps to support that immune system, helps to improve the connection between the gut and the brain and other parts of the body. And then that fourth part of the vitality stack is our omega. And omegas are also really, really important to cardiovascular health, to brain health, for so many things. And we have a beautiful omega-3 that contains vitamin D3 and also omega-7. And what it's so important to have healthy fats in your diet. As a nutritionist, I'm preaching this all the time. But that omega makes up the fourth part of our vitality stack. And you guys, this vitality stack came out less than a year ago, or actually came out a little over a year ago, and within less than a year, it received a very prestigious award from the Stevie Foundation. So the Stevie Awards are like the Oscars of the business world. And we received a bronze award, so that's a third place award in the health and pharmaceutical category. And this is a natural product, you guys, up against a lot of other highly technological products in that category. So that was a huge, huge honor. We also put Nerve 2 activation in a skincare. 3 studies from Louisiana State University. Remember all those studies? Showed that Nerve 2 was actually reducing the multiplicity and the formation of new tumors in melanoma. And again, we can't say that this cures melanoma. It does not. But what they were seeing was that reduction in the oxidative stress, making an impact. They said, we should put this in a skin cream. So they created a beautiful, wonderful skincare system that men love too. It's very, very low in the toxicity scale. It's rated between 0 and 2 on the Think Dirty app. They rate products 0 being the least toxic, 10 being the most toxic. And ours are rated 0 to 2. So they're very, very low. And this actually creates, brightens the skin, reduces fine lines and wrinkles, and helps to create a protective barrier on the outside of our skin, which is the largest organ, and improves the structure and function of those cells again, bringing it back to that youthful appearance. The hair care system, same thing, you guys. Nerve to activated hair care. Imagine that every time you put something on your scalp or on your skin, that gets absorbed into your bloodstream within 15 seconds. So if you're putting toxic things on your skin and on your scalp, you know, that has an impact. It contributes to that body burden, that toxic burden, or that oxidative stress. So the product is very, very clean. It's got nerve to activation. We're seeing a lot of people having, you know, improved volume, thickness, fullness to their hair, softness. It's incredible. Pet tandem. People were giving Nerf 2 to their dogs and their horses. And so they came out with a pet product. And this has been phenomenal. Animals have much, much higher levels of oxidative stress than we do. So that's a wonderful market. The Axio, this is another brain drink. I call it brain food because that's really what it is it's food for the brain. It enhances that executive function in the brain. It improves mood and clarity and focus and concentration. And all of these products are safe for children, which is another really wonderful thing, is that all of these products can be used with children. And again, you know, ask your doctor, you know, it's up to you to decide, that kind of thing. But our products are very, very safe and very clean. And then, you know, part of a healthy body is a healthy weight management, right? And so we have a wonderful prebiotic that is, again, supporting the gut, and also giving some food for that wonderful probiotic, and creating that soil, and all of those products work together. That's the thing, is I love these products are all synergistic. They work together. We've got a beautiful fat burn, and this is all targeting that midsection. That tends to be where people store their toxins, is right around that midsection. And so these products can be used on a daily basis. There's no crazy detoxes or things like that. So that's really what you're looking at right now, is our whole lineup of products. And we see that we are covering a $6 billion market by being in all of these different markets, you guys. These are some of the biggest markets right now. Anti-aging, skincare, hair care, pet care, energy, right? Weight loss. So we are in all of these markets. So that is, you know, we are looking at that. That makes an incredible opportunity for us. And as we know, we're in this gig economy right now, where what's your side gig? People no longer are making it with one income. And so they're doing multiple jobs or always having a side job. So people are driving Uber. They're opening their homes to Airbnb. They're marketing on Facebook. They're creating their own Amazon businesses. Business is changing everywhere, and we've got to be ready for this. And the Direct Sales Association network marketing is part of that gig economy, you guys. Of the women in the United States that make over $100,000 a year, 80% of them are coming from network marketing. When I heard that, I was like, that's crazy. I mean, this is a wonderful business that women, you know, can do from home, and or create a side business, and you can do this business anywhere throughout your day. And so those are just some things to think about. And again, Lifevantage, for a long time, we've been in that innovation and early adopters stage, and we still are the early adopters. And what's happening is that it's all about timing. We know that in business, that, you know, they talk about wanting to get in early, to get into an opportunity before the rest of the world knows about it, before the masses know about it. That's all about your timing. And you want to experience that growth with a company. And that's where Lifevantage is. We are getting ready to go through another huge, momentous growth phase right now. And it is a great time to be in, because back in the day when this company was still innovating, we didn't have any studies. We didn't have all these products developed. And that's where we are now. And still, if you walk down the street and you talk to maybe 10 people, I would be surprised if anybody heard about Lifevantage. And if you talk to 100 people, maybe you'd find one or two, but not that many, you guys. So it is a great time to be involved with this company. And like I said, I joined, we were in 5 countries. Now, you guys, we're in 15 countries and we are growing. We've opened recently in the European Union. We're opening a lot of different countries over there, as you can see. We've got a customer program in some of these other countries, and we are really going to be experiencing some momentous growth. And here, I love this slide, you guys, because when I was growing up, I was taught you go to school, right? You learn, you maybe go to college, maybe go to trade school, whatever it is you do, you learn a profession, you learn something that you're going to actually do for the next 40 to 50 years. And then we're going to retire. And you guys, retirement means to be taken out of service. And I don't know about you, I don't want to be taken out of service. I live to serve, quite honestly. And I wanted something that I could continue to do really well into my 70s and 80s. And this is the company that to do it with. It's going to be around a long, long time. And so with Lifevantage, though, okay, you've got your 20 years that you're learning, growing, maybe going to college, doing some things. And you can get a job and start to earn some money. But you can also join Lifevantage along with it. And perhaps shorten that gap of the 40 or 50 years to maybe 5 to 10. I mean, to me, that sounded like a really good idea. And I remember one of my first events listening to one of our leaders and saying, you could do this in 2 to 5 years, is really maybe retire yourself. But what if it took you 10 years? And I thought, that would be okay with me. Because what am I doing right now for the next 5 years or even 10 years that's going to change my situation? And when I found this, I will tell you, my husband and I were not in a good financial situation. We had lost a lot of money in the crash of 2008, 2009. We were riddled with college debt from our 3 kids, and we were drowning, really. With high debt. And so I didn't really know I was looking for an opportunity, but I was. And when I saw Lifevantage, people thought because I was a nurse and nutritionist, oh my God, she's going to see the science. And yes, the science intrigued me for sure. But when I saw that timing slide, you guys, that was the thing that sealed the deal for me, because I thought, okay, I'll take these products. There's no question about it. They're the best products in the world that I've ever seen. But as far as doing the business, I never thought about starting my own business. And I thought, well, why not? I have an opportunity to work with people that I love. I have an opportunity to do on-the-job training and learn as I go. And there is so much information available to you. You just tap into your team and everybody is willing to help. And so I just thought, why not? If I can create a residual income stream or an income stream that will help me to live the rest of my life, and maybe just even augment what we're currently doing, like that would be okay with me. And there's some really great opportunities here to make money that I won't get into this a lot, but the company pays 7 different ways. I'm building a network of consumers, of customers. I will say most of my business, probably 90% of it is customer based. And then I've got a few distributors like Erin, who saw what I saw and wanted to, go for it and create an extra income stream. Maybe enough just to get your products for free, but maybe also to really make life-changing income. It's really up to you. What I wanted to highlight here was this global revenue share. And I remember coming into this company 6 years ago and looking at that. And at the time, we were the only company that had that global revenue share piece. That's huge, you guys. That's not profit sharing. That's global revenue, 4%. is split between the 4 top ranks of our company. And I'm going to show you those in a minute. And each rank, the 7s get 1%, the Pro 8s get 2%, the Pro 9s get 3%, and the Pro 10s get 4% of that global revenue. And you can see our company is expanding, right? We're expanding into all these different markets. And so that revenue share is going to continue to grow as the company expands. We also have My Lifeventure program where you can earn yourself a beautiful custom Jeep. There's some other prizes as well. But here, this is on the front page of our website. And how far can you take this? How far do you want to go? If you look at that 3rd column, the monthly average, you'll see that even at the rank of Pro 3, which is about $5,000 worth of volume going through your organization every month, you're earning about $636. That could be a car payment, right? Pro 4 or Pro 5, that might be a house payment for you. Maybe at the Pro 2 level, you just want to be able to get your products. That's very, very doable. If you want to take it to that elite rank, that's also available to you as well. It's customized to whatever you want for your life. And just some assets real quick here too is that you get started with one of our packages. And if you look at the right hand of the screen, you guys, what you get for that package price is incredible. You get a website that's beautiful that basically the company maintains for you. And they update it and they put information on there that's all available. They've got advertising, marketing, and all kinds of events and promotion. You've got legal and compliance. So there's many, many benefits available to you with this company. And the thing that I love the most is how our company gives back. And we are involved in a lot of different projects throughout the world. And one of the most exciting ones, and went down to a few years ago, was families helping families in Mexico. And we're building homes for families that have basically been living in structures that are unsafe. And so we're doing that. And everybody works together, and it's just a beautiful thing. I love how our company gives back. And you guys, it is all about service. It's about giving back. And that's really what I love most about our company. And, we tell people, we know if you've got that entrepreneurial spirit, you're going to hear things like never depend on a single income. Usually, if you hear about people that are in business, most of them have multiple businesses going on. So we're in a time right now where everything is changing. And you may be interested in Lifevantage, you may not be. But you guys, today, get back to the person who invited you to this phone call, especially for the new people. And also, if you have questions more about some of our other products, they can lead you to their website. You can get more information. There's tons of information on there. But I just want to thank all of you for joining us today. And we are just so excited about what we're doing and having a lot of fun. So come join the fun with us. And that's all I got to say. How about you, Erin? You want to wrap things up?
I'll wrap it up. That's a wrap. You ladies did a great job. Thank you so much for explaining the science and the business. I learn something every time. And I appreciate your time very much, all of you here. So we'll get a recording out soon if we can. Thanks for being here.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Let's see.
Okay, where are you?